It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Oh, man, we were treated to a brilliant sporting weekend on every side. Geordie, I love you still, man. I wish we could have been celebrating you this morning, but let's just focus on the tennis for now. History was made on centre court as Iga Swiatek produced one of the most dominant Wimbledon finals in over a century. And then, of course, Yannick Sinner, he made good. He claimed sweet revenge on Carlos Alcaraz to become Italy's first ever men's champion in front of his own royal family at the All England Club. In fact, both royal families were represented. Joining us in studio is Nasli Abrams to unpack all the drama and the brilliance from this year's Wimbledon. Not just the final, but the whole tournament. It's been amazing. A return to its glory days, and I think a lot of the players were heaping praise.
Yeah.
I know Ricky's probably nursing a heavy weekend. So wherever you are, buddy, we love you, guy. Hopefully you got to watch really close to centre court, if not in centre court. But let's start with Iga's dominance.
Wow, okay, that was
6 love. Did you see that coming?
No, I didn't see 6 love. Like, Anisimovan's resurgence was, you know,
Short-lived.
very, very short-lived.
Sorry, I'm making glib over what was probably one of the most difficult moments of her career, being dominated like that. Was there any indication from Iga's side you could see that she's been building up and that she's building momentum like a boulder?
Yeah, she was so focused, you know, her vision was so tunneled, and she couldn't care what was going on the other side of the net. And I think that rattled Anisimova a little more. She did take in 2023, she took like a 9-month timeout for mental reasons, and she was just shackled. I mean, she's a better player than that.
Yeah, you could see the moment got her, and maybe it wasn't her moment. So Iga Swiatek is just the it girl, and you've got to love that when a player clicks to that degree. Just take a step back and just enjoy. So we love that. I would imagine you are loving what happened yesterday between the gentlemen, Yannick Sinner. I mean, the whole effort was quite wholesome. It kind of felt like really cool kind of rivalry.
Between the two of them always, because they've grown up together, and both of them are head and shoulders above the rest.
I am because you are, and you kind of get that feeling that they were both, that was their first port of call, was to say, okay, let's just establish that we're both playing this well because he plays this well.
And I'm telling you, even in the former rivalries, like the GOATs, when they were rivaling, it was never this close. One person always had a definitive edge, and somebody had to really counter.
That being said, Alcaraz normally has the edge. It's been a few. What did Sinner do yesterday, or his camp?
From my perspective, Sinner is far more consistent than Alcaraz. Alcaraz possesses fire and magic, and it shows in the important moments. So it was a question of Sinner being more brave on the big points, getting out of his comfort zone, and he only had to do it twice throughout the match to edge that advantage. It's so close in terms of their level on the day, right? You know, when pundits make stats, I think it was a 52-48 differential.
And it's going to be like that, yeah. Well, I mean, sorry to harp on about the old generation, but, you know, there's so much that's been said about how fine that win-loss margin is. And it sits around the 50s. It doesn't sit at the 80s or the 70s like you think with players that are this good. Generally because there's not an out-and-out dominance. You need that polarity, those two players to drive each other forward. And now you've got the dangerous element of them playing with the likes of Djokovic to get even better, you know? With someone like Sinner, though, I mean, you can understand a power player like Alcaraz generating the kind of power that he does with his forehands. Both of them were generating serve speeds with their forehands. It's a different game now. And it's not like these are gigantic, muscular guys. The sport behind tennis is different now.
Very different. They've elevated the game to another level. And as tennis fans, you've just got to sit back and be grateful. Because you wouldn't have imagined after like 4 demigods in the game for 20 years. But then there's also the flip side of that coin. They learned tennis on the foundation of those 4 goals.
Exactly.
So as they're growing and improving, and both of them have this mindset, you've got to improve every day.
And they're best because looking at the rest of the field, number 50 in the world can beat number 4.
That's correct.
Everyone is getting that good. You know, I call it the Erling Haaland effect, where everyone is watching these guys, and as you say, that's their jumping off point.
Yes.
What does this mean for the future now? On the women's side, are we going to see an out-and-out dominance to follow this a year for Swiatek, or will things balance out a little bit now?
I think not out-and-out dominance. I think it's very tight in the women's game as well, with Sabalenka in the mix and Coco Gauff in the mix. The top 6 there can take each other out on any given day.
On their day, yeah.
So it's very tight there too. At least in the men's game, you have 2 definitive competitors at the top. And if you look at their hit ratio, like there's a stat. Yannick Sinner attacking tennis, 9.4 on the forehand. Carlos, 9.2 on the forehand. The rest of the field average, 7.3.
Sure.
So that tells you that...
In a league of their own.
Exactly.
Oh, man, and this Grand Slam was in a league of its own. I wish we could have been sitting on one of those grassy embankments outside, popping corks into centre court. Yes, he did. Yeah, exactly. Now, when you've got a Dodger champagne cork, okay, you know you're at centre court, and this is the players on the court. Natalie, we love you. Ricky, I hope you're enjoying this wherever you are, my brother. And we, of course, are absolutely loving this new golden era, platinum era of tennis that we're moving into.